Hey everyone, welcome to my Instagram takeover. My name is Rob, I'm from Philadelphia, PA, and I've been teaching English online in Taiwan since June of 2019. I moved here and have been going back and forth between Taiwan and the US since then. I am in a bit of a unique situation here because my online company, Amazing Talker, doesn't offer a working visa. So that requires me to think of other ways that I can stay here. So currently I am on a employment seeking visa, which means I have 90 days to find employment here in Taiwan. So I do have the possibility of an extension if I can't find a job because of the COVID situation. And the first time I came here, I was on a tourist visa. So typically what happens when COVID isn't happening in the normal situation is you can arrive in Taiwan on a tourist visa, you can stay for 90 days, and then you can leave and then fly to another country for relatively cheap, stay for a few days or stay for a night. You just have to leave the country and then you can come back for another 90 days. So right now that's obviously not possible. You have to come here and you have to quarantine for 15 days, and that's quite expensive. So as I mentioned before, I work for a company called Amazing Talker, and it's a very unique company. I've never seen any online teaching company similar to it. The commission fees are a bit high in the beginning, but as you make more money, they actually go down. It's on like a tiered structure. But I've never seen a company that there's no ceiling to how much money you can make. So it's really great. You can start off probably making about the same you would make at any other companies, but after I've been doing it for 2 years, my income is definitely higher than any other teachers online that I've heard of before. I can explain more of that to you in person if you're interested. Another unique feature, since I'm one of the senior teachers on the website, I'm able to interview teachers, and if you click the link that I'll provide, you can join the website through my link, and then I'll have a direct connection to you. I'll be able to interview you, and then I can potentially train you, and you can be a teacher on the website. Although you don't need a qualification to join, I'm primarily interested in training teachers who have already passed the TEFL course. So if you're thinking about doing the ITA course, I would suggest doing that first because it definitely will prepare you for teaching online. I know they've incorporated some online teaching stuff, so I would highly recommend to do that. I did the online course in 2019, and I'm not gonna lie, it was really challenging for me. Sometimes it seems like people make it seem easy, but I had really no teaching experience or no formal teaching experience. So a lot of the methods they teach were new to me, as I'm sure they'll be new to many of you. But it just takes hard work and dedication. And it really prepared me well to come to Taiwan to teach and to give you a lot of resources for people. When I first arrived in Taiwan, I used a recruiter to find a job. The company is called Reach to Teach. And if you're looking for a stress-free way to get here, I would definitely recommend Reach to Teach. I used a woman, her name was Carrie. I don't know if she's still there, but if you can get in contact with her, I'll connect their Instagram as well. And then as far as finding apartments, I also used an agency. Well, it's actually one guy who I found on Facebook, and he was super helpful, spoke great English, was able to help me negotiate and find an apartment that was wonderful. So here's my apartment. I think it was remodeled about a year or two ago, so everything is brand new. This is definitely not your typical apartment The big screen TV, nice couch. And then we have our kitchen table and a decent sized refrigerator, which is very rare to come across in Taiwan. Most apartments are quite small. Here is the bathroom, super nice, like the window shower. And then here is the toilet, and my favorite part of the toilet is this guy. He wasn't there when I came in, but I had him installed. And if you don't have one, you gotta get one. And onto the kitchen. Kitchen's pretty nice. Got my toaster oven, it's the biggest one I could find. And microwave, sink, the dish drying area, and a double burner stove, which is awesome. And going in the back, excuse the mess, a little back area for laundry. You can hang your clothes up there. And then here is the master bedroom, really nice size. It's a queen size bed. And my office is, which I showed earlier. And there's 2 more rooms here. One of them is used for my girlfriend's office because she teaches as well. And this is where I have my gym in the 3rd room. And over there is just some storage, which I won't show you. So here's the market I go to a couple times a week. This side is mostly fruit. And here's the fruit stand that I normally go to. I can get a watermelon and they cut the rind off for you and everything. As you can see, everyone's wearing a mask right now. It's supposed to be, hello. Supposed to be wearing a mask and social distancing, but the traditional market doesn't quite follow that rule too much. But yeah, it's pretty calm right now. During the weekends, this place is completely crazy, packed with people and cars and just craziness. So they have public bikes that you can rent. You just get something called an Easy Card. It's like a prepaid money card, and you just go up and you tap your card on here, and it's about maybe for a few hours it's only about $1. So super convenient and affordable way to travel in Taipei. Taipei is pretty amazing because it'll have, you know, all of its amazing modern buildings, yet have all of these traditional super old temples that you can go to and go inside, and really amazing to look at. Here I am on a bike path, and this bike path will go all the way around Taipei. And then they also have another bike path that people do that goes around the whole entire island. It takes like a week to 10 days to do. And you know, Taiwan doesn't have, in my opinion, the best of anything. They don't have the highest mountains, they don't have the best beaches, they don't have the best food, but everything they do is really good. So like, there are mountains to hike, beautiful scenery, there's rivers like this one, the beaches are good, they're not great, but they're good. Definitely better than most American beaches. The food's amazing, it's unlike anything I've had before, and the people are great too. So definitely worth coming here, perfect place to live. So before COVID, on a normal day, maybe on the weekend, you would have had people wakeboarding, jet skiing, canoeing, parasailing, or kite surfing, whatever it's called. And yeah, just really, there's basketball courts, people will be playing basketball, playing soccer. They really value outdoor activities, even though it's quite hot, but it doesn't stop people. So I didn't know this before, also by the riverside, there's also a giant roller hockey rink. I'm sure they use it for soccer too. Actually, there's 2 of them. So really diverse in the sports that you can play here. Here's another riverside rink, but this one is not for roller hockey, but it's for roller derby. That's another thing that's quite popular. You'll see people practicing their roller derbying, or whatever you would call it, in here and on the bike path as well. What a typical kind of side street view looks like. Not many cars. You still got to be careful because cars fly around the corner. Here's another traditional style market. probably not that crowded right now. It's the afternoon on a weekday, but during the weekend, this place is probably full of people with scooters trying to get through. It's pretty crazy. For those of you who are afraid of being far away from home and not having your comfort foods, there is Costco here, and you can get as much stuff as you need, as much as you could possibly handle. So no worries about that.